Hello, hello, hello. It's time for streams. AK, we wait in queue. I can hear the sound coming from over there. No problem. I sense disembodied voice.
Here. Here. Feel.
Tall bunny.
Here. Feel. Think.
I like that this guy just stands menacingly at you. Oi, you alright, lass? Oh, jeez, fuck, I had the weirdest dream. You're moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling of the ship got your stomach churning, has it? The grizzled passenger. He certainly does look grizzled. Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the 8th then, I reckon. Hey, you're awake. You're finally awake. You got caught in that Imperial ambush. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vilbrand now, which is chock full of aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. Ship sleeping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck. Get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lominsa's still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't care much for conversation, see? Look at them, troublemakers. Any road, Brennan's the name, and peddling's me trade. Hey yo, what's up? Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. You gotta be weird about it, man. Now then, lass, judging by your, unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers, am I warm? You got them titties out, you got you chainmail bikinis on and stuff. Only adventurers wear that kind of crap. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call a living. As long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business. These days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? To gain power! To win glory! To amass a fortune! ... Yes, this is the Excalibur character. Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be his old Brennan's a chatterbox, but he sure as hells ain't no busybody. Yeah, I'm gonna play through the story with this character, and I will be doing it on stream, and I will be doing it very thoroughly. And I will make sure to read all of the dialogues and stuff. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me, dozens. And I'd rather they stayed secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Ah, just remember though, there's more beings than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. You have one of them there X-Scale? Yep, one of them there X-Scale characters. You know how it do? Whoa!
Ship's off the starboard bow. Pirate colors.
I can't wait until these start getting voiced so I don't have to do all the voices. Pirates. Bloody hells. I should have been voicing him like a pirate all along, huh? Have you no sense? Get below! What is the world coming to? Pirate ships flying on a ship flying no mins and colors. Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. Arr. Bud, you sound like a pirate yourself. I know, I wasn't committing to the pirate bit, though. Now I'm committed to it. Ye can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept our head on our shoulders. I reckon I'd lost mine other ways. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? Arr. I don't see shit. By the by, is this your first trip to Limzalominza? Yes. It is? Well, then let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Ahem. Oh, I should have said no. Limzalominza prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, boy, okay, alright, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Of course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with. Like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. It doesn't seem very sensitive. Ah, at long last. Land ho! Where? Behold, Limzalominza, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlane, goddess of navigation. Hello, gamer.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm.
Listen. Which voice back language do I plan to use?
Tunnel Sea lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa.
That's a good question. I have
To this haven for bandits and brigands,
some
cutthroats
thoughts
and curs,
about what to
seekers
do
of
with
both
that.
freedom and fortune comes a lone adventurer.
I think the first time I played, I used the Japanese voice pack because I couldn't stand the the base game
Lone
English
yet
pack because
not
it's different.
alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the
Inventions.
gaze of the nation's
But I
patron
might
deity,
stick with the
Lim
English
Lane.
just to see how it is. Just because, it's funny though because like
What realm-shaking fate has she descried
I
in
feel
the
like-
churning waters of this mortal's future?
hey, you narrating ominous things about my future? The English voices get better. Well, the thing is, the English cast literally like the entire cast gets turned over. So like, even if I did stick with the English pack, I would still be listening to different voices by the end, which is like very funny. Ah, and here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Yeah, I think probably I will, probably I'll just stick with the English to make it, consistent. But, yeah, because I think if I go to the Japanese voice pack, I don't think I'll ever be able to go back. I think that's a one-way road for me, honestly. Ah, here, I wanted you to have this. By way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did ya? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. Yeah, off he goes. There he goes. Never to see us again, probably.
Through peril
Did I do
and
anything during the attack?
hardship,
No.
Discovery and triumph. May the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
Till sea swallows all. That's one hell of an ominous thing to say. Final Fantasy 14. Why is this lion so aggressive? Feel free to add your character if you want a party. Yeah. Hey, you there. I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Hi, Mads. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass, I haven't got all day. Risflow. I forgot, like, Rogadan names are just like, keyboard smashes. They literally just called me a fob. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Brotano Sea. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Nice and easy. Follow the instructions to move your character and adjust the position of the camera. When you are ready to proceed, speak to Risflow. Oh god, okay, alright. I guess we're just gonna sit here and do some UI, I guess. beast gauge. This slightly bigger so that I can see with my eyeballs. That should be fine enough. Don't forget to enable hotbars. Yeah. I gotcha. Completely forgot this, but draw or sheath weapon. Okay, let's see. Face target. Is that important? I think I use T then. Maybe. Target the target of your current target. That sounds potentially useful if you were like a healer, maybe. I never know what to do about this. I don't know, let's just use F, I guess. Mostly for healers. I have no idea what I plan to do for now. Oh, I think I actually, you know what? I want to make the first layer. Let's check once. Set focus target. Shrug emoji. If I have problems, I'll figure it out later. When in doubt. Alright, close enough. Non-player characters can offering quests can be recognized by the exclamation marks above their head. Right-click the mark to bring up the quest window. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on the accept button in the lower left to add the quest to your list of current duties. Coming to Limsa Lominsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but the adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you're likely to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. Jesus. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. Can you imagine if you could just get mugged in Limsa Lominsa? Jesus. It's not far, just head straight down this street and speak with Grafar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Batteron. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden soldier, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Caught all that? Good. Now run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. The Fitness Gram Pacer Test. You've begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Upon accepting a quest, the current objectives will appear under the quest title in the duty list on the right side of the screen. A maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at once. Clicking on the title will open the quest in your journal, allowing you to view objectives and rewards. Cool. All right. Gotcha. So what am I? Okay, no, hold on. System configuration. Sorry, what? It's what? Okay, yeah, that's all fine. Never mind then. Okay, let's see. Good chance of getting mugged. Yeah. Welcome to Limsalo Bidsa. If you've a bite to visit the Drowning Wedge, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Okay. Why is this an NPC we have to talk to and not like an actual elevator that we can enter using our own legs? Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with a checkmark displayed above his or her head. Completing quests will earn you a variety of rewards from items and guild experience points. Horizontal Milk. Yep, that's my character's name. Programming limitations? I suppose so. Hello there. Ah, greetings to you, lass. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for the drink, are ya? You've come with a mind to try your end at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. They have elevators in dungeons? The name's Balaron, and this is the most hospitable of hostelries down in the Drowning Winch. God, this is painful. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Oh, Jesus. Good if you do a lot of DPS and the tank dies. Oh my god. Venturers have a knack for finding trouble, see. Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble. Wherever you look, if you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Wow, thank you. Very reassuring and cool. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame him after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. I see, you're playing the critically acclaimed MMORPG, Final Fantasy XIV, which has a free trial and includes the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 with no restrictions on playtime. Pretty cool. It took our bleeding memories too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. Hydrating. None of the folks who saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. You did have to do it. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers that laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. truth is, although we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this goddamn calamity-spawn memory loss robbed us of their names. Wow, it'd be crazy if it was always off also 60% off until June 9th. Woo! Won't even let us picture their damned faces. It's like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way. Give or take the odd gull. It's this, what's got people calling these heroes the Warriors of Light. If Limbs is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's gonna need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's gonna need new heroes, like the ones we lost. Maybe one day, you'll be one of them. And that's why any aid we can give to a venturer is effort well spent. What say ye, lass? Ye willing to lend us your strength? Sure. Me thanks to ya, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered you my way for a reason. For a reason? But listen to me, yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis high time we got your mark in me book. Put your scroll right there. Fishwife. Horizontal milk, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations. You're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place, sending your friends signals, were you? Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You've got the wrong lass. This fine upstanding young lady is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Oh, is that right? Ahem. You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. You can't believe I gave it a light novel title? I trust. Yeah, I'm gonna give every stream a light novel-esque title. That's what I decided. Fishwife, a woman who sells fish. A vulgar, abusive woman. Oh, that's right. Yeah, fishwife is like a person who sells fish. That's right. Hey, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times, me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say ye to a tanker of me finest ale for you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. I ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait o' Murltor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? Light novel title was essential. You'll have to excuse these eager bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnappings, you see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. You know, cops and all. Naturally, they've been taking the clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means ventures, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't this place like the sketchy place? Like, I feel like everyone's getting arrested. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsons can be an headstrong bunch of bastards. 'Tis true, but given time will grow on ya. Now, where was I? Aye, welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the seas is fine, where the sea's as green as the faces o' me patrons after a few too many blackbelly whiskies. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning your ways of the city. Which is to say, you will be learning how the geography of this place works for the next 6 years. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Lominsa. Listen well to the wisdom of Batter on 10 Fingers, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Da-da-da-da! Important quests used to tell the story of Eorzea and her people are called main scenario quests. These tasks are easily distinguishable from others by their unique icon. Quests using this icon indicate a task or series of tasks are tied to new duties or features you have yet to unlock. Cool. Battleground, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Ah, you must do me these tasks 3. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor, then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetherite, a device what can move you from place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you wants to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your venturing bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gil around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker and you can say, "Why is me corn purse so late?" Have a word with Swozblit instead. He's the head of the Merchant's League, by the way. Give him this old octant and they'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe wielders at the Marauders Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for swinging that head splitter of yours if you join their crew. Blauthout at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lass? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now, I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it, there I go, sending you off without telling you somewhat crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale, any road. While you're out, if you happen to pass any poor soul to look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale a woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what you has to see? Aye, you're like to find yourself running all their ends at the beginning. But once you build a reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you've the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith there in the winch. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession, and that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. Hey. Cool. Quest accepted. This is what happens in my brain when I accept quests in real life. To leave the Drowning Wench, you must accept the quest, making a name by speaking with Ninia. The main menu grants quick and easy access to most of the game's main features. For example, selecting character under character opens a window containing your character's various attributes and currently equipped gear. Okay. I don't need to read all this out loud. Let's see. Main menu. We will hold your character hostage until you do so. Game progress is saved automatically. You can log out navigation, pressing M on you. Cool. Ninia, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you.
Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lass. I've some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground.
Oh god, I'm not doing this. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Drugs? In my video game? Limsa Lominsa is a busy port. Not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plant end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows. Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Scanrail and she'll get you down to the first floor. then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Aldskiff at the Octon. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Okay. You wish to visit the bulwark hall below? The crow's lift is ready when you are. On some quests, you will encounter objects with which you can interact by right-clicking them. Peculiar herb? Let's see, rested bonus. Indian cities. Classify this. It's happens always like around. Okay, cool. Rested. Just collect and pawn off these floor drugs. You'll definitely gain some kind of reputation. I'm sure I will. Wow, it's just like a trail of herb. Imagine if you saw this. It's like somebody just following a trail of, like, potentially drugs, picking them off the ground. Yes, I am Aldskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Yes, as suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death! Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Altic lavender, a common of export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I'm not very good at this. Ha ha ha! I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Thanks. Aldskiff, a captain of the trading ship Orion, has some information that might benefit your standing as an adventurer. By way of thanks for delivering my scattered lavender, I have a nugget of information that may prove useful to you. You see, I was recently approached by an unkempt seafarer, which is not, I admit, particularly unusual for a man in my profession. What was unusual was that he offered a generous sum of gil to be introduced to any adventurers I might know. In my experience, sailors are not known to carry such a wealth of coin about their person, especially with the alehouses of Limsa Lominsa so close at hand. Kidnappings have not been uncommon these past moons. I suggest you take this information and speak with Glasrail, the guard who stands at the entrance to East Hawker's Alley. It never hurts to show a spirit of cooperation to the authorities, lads. What kind of pirate are you? I love the music that she's playing. Janassim of the Brugair Consortium seeks the services of a conveniently unoccupied adventurer. Excuse me, miss, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. Wow. Yeah, it is a player playing that. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa Lominsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service of which the Brugair Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman, Lonward, along with our profuse gratitude. Okay. You turn down the music just in case? Yeah. Another novice adventure. Badran has sent more than a few of your kindness way of late. I am Sundamal of the Yellow Jackets, tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of the Aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Cool. You attuned with the Aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Cool. Can be used every 15 minutes. Earth time. Ah, yes, another quest. The goblin merchant Sweetnix appears to be in some distress. Shh, go, Sweetnix is beauteous goddess, crash market trade maker. Sweetnix makes busy deals with uplanders. Need delivered letter to gate of Mielvan, but Sweetnix has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to gate of Mielvan for Sweetnix. Uplander delivers letter to tax lady Pataja. This man just asked me to turn in his tax returns? That is disturbing news. Your initiative is appreciated, adventurer. I'll have the captain place the yellow jackets on high alert. Ah, and while I have your ear, I need you to visit Fridwib and tell her the same thing you told me. You'll find her a bit further down East Hawker's Alley. Fridwib has frequent dealings with adventurers, so any warning you give her should soon spread throughout the city. A fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most complete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Bateron? Ah, whatever could it? Ah, my octant, by the navigator. I must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. Swazblight gives you Booch vibes. Oh my god.
I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each skill you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable.
I can't keep that voice up. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Whoever created these character names either have cracked the eternal code or should never be trusted with a pen again. Yeah, the names in this city have always been weird. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. Okay. Ah, but verbal instructions this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the market for yourself. Swazblight, the master merchant of Hawker's Alley, wants you to look at the current market prices. You, Miss Adventurer, I have work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyo Rune, and Sinahil. Write down all you see on this price list and hand it over to Bane Singh on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. They have a list of old Rogadin words that Seawolf names are made from. You can totally translate these by looking at the list. I see. Greetings, miss. May I interest you in the services of a retainer? What's this? Some suspicious seafarers on the prowl for gullible adventurers. A possible suspect in the recent kidnappings, you think? Well, I'll be sure to pass that on that warning to my customers. What with all the merchants and travelers milling through Hawker's Alley, these kinds of unsavory activities can often go unnoticed. In any case, I promise to keep a sharp lookout for anyone being accosted by strange-looking sailors. Complete! Take that! Well met, lass. Well met, lass. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldik and Vimelis. Alright. Let's see what we're going to say then.
Kyokorun welcome customer. Kyokorun loves his lovely trade. Kyokorun's goods are goodly made.
Thank you. Swazblat translates to sweet blood. Why is his blood sweet? Fine morning to you, miss. What can I interest you in?
Why, you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide.
You're the one that made the list for Swazblat. Let's have it then. Nothing wrong with the market as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Hawker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lass. That is a thing, though. Like, as diabetes, like, your blood is literally sweet. Just talk to Bone, son. Oh my God! Wait, that's brilliant. That's lovely. All right, Bone, son. Did I get paid to walk through a market and not buy anything? I got paid to write down the market prices. I walked into a supermarket and I just like, all right, cheese $5. Cool. There is Sweetnicks with those import records. Without the record documentation, I'm afraid we'll have to expel him from the city. Yo! Why, these are Sweetnick's records. Glad I am to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he has to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa Lominsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray, convey these words to Sweetnicks. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. I mean, listen, I'm afraid of taxes too, lady. Pataja of Mealvan's Gate needs help collecting duty on important goods. Here at Mealvan's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are important into Limsa Lominsa and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down and ring them for everything they're worth. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sundimal, whom you will find at the Octant, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask Sundimal when you meet him, and he will point you in the right direction. Okay. We're literally gonna bust some people for tax fraud. I didn't know that I was signing up to be a tax officer when I played Final Fantasy XIV. Ain't nobody in this place paying their taxes, I tell ya. Let's grab this aetherite. It's funny because the more aetherites you attune to, the more you can fast travel throughout the layout of this place and just not have to learn where anything is. Look at all these AFK people. Uplander delivered letter to Kate Mealfan. Uplander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax Lady Potache has kind backwards for Sweet Mix. Sweet Mix has outflow of joy for Tax Lady Potache. Sweet Mix is happy goblin. Gives Uplander Jinky Shine. Thank you. I kind of like that it does sound more crowded when there's more people. It's very cool. A ledger from Milvan's Gate, you say? Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well, if I catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place. Limzolo Minza, upper decks. Ah, the Bismarck.
Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me! I dare say this might well put an end to their appetite, but this is in the best interest of the city-state.
Oh, I can kind of do it. If any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Milvan's Gate is notified without delay. We'll get those tax-evading scumbags. Tisha needs someone to report a bilking patron. We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and so it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Nary a Belago, a first-time patron, did just that. Resuscimo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She's quite upset by the whole affair and has taken it upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf? Resuscimo should have done the finishing touches by now. Okay. Hey, quick question. Why are the cat girl names like this? I poured my heart and soul into that grilled dodo. If I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Ew, Jesus. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godabird at the Coral Tower. He'll know what to do. There's a full explanation, but you forgot it. Well, fair enough. Halahano needs help replenishing the Bismarck's larders. Beg your pardons, good madam, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon-arriving guests, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source. Wild lambs! In case you're unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Abelfar, a sentry station in Bulwark Hall, just below the Drowning Wench. The first letter is like extended family/tribe indicator. Ah, I see. Interesting. You don't want the whole lambs, just a slab? Yeah, that seems a little bit wasteful, if you ask me. Morden would like you to make a completely legal proposition. You want for coin venture? Out your fancy working for the Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirating crews in Limsa. If you're interested, take yourself up these here steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalane, our captain. Do right by him and he'll do right by ye. Arr. But don't tell people, arr. Alright, bud. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the 7th Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the east. Probably not what he said. You know what? These guys are probably French. I don't know why. Elves just give me a French vibe. Gonna leave the stream up for sweet channel points. Good night, Brandon. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the 7th Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the east. All of our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Or You do not seek spices, but employment. Well, then let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. A misery return from our latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eosia. I have prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. The first is for Gennad, whom you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is for Master Ling South, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now and return here once you have accomplished the task. Okay. Ethernet. Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keepers of the peace and limbs of Laminsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? And a sample of spice courtesy of the 7th Sage, you say? Ah, there's no mistake. This is fire sand, the kind used by the Carleans aside. Quite intriguing. Very well, we will consider placing an order. Oh, you thought you had brought me spice? I see you're not familiar with Carvalan-isms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that's considered piracy. He looks suspicious, but don't worry, he's just French, that's all. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents limits and interest in eastern lands. Gennad seeps Gennady? Maybe? Gennady? I don't know how the fuck to pronounce this. Seeks help with a growing problem in Limbs Laminza. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Nedelica is her name. Thanks in advance, friend. A bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist's rendition of the man. What in the 7 hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like the prow of a ship than a man's face. Oh, look, we would like nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. 'Tis our duty, after all. However, we'll need a little bit more to go on than this piece of, art. Who did you say drew this? A 7-year-old? The easiest for all of us involved if Rasheshma were to come here and answer some questions. Please relay to her as much. Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth swinging needs 2 hands on the haft, and has a blade that can make short work of a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness, and all too predictable force. Are ye interested in hearing more, lass? Then why don't I give you the short version of the guild's founding history, and we can go from there. Oh god, do we? It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, ye ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. Aye, it all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What, am I boring you? Well, as I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about ye. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once the Galadian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were warriors that sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena in which to practice your swings. Think it over, then let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon, lass. You've decided to come swing an axe with the Marauders, then. Blauthota wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Marauders Guild. Alright then, all that needs doing now is to speak to the Axe Master himself. Sound simple? I've seen folks slink out that door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Wernzone's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to you. Most people can't really do that because he's really tall. You look pretty tall, so that is pretty handy. Oh my god, he's really big though still.
Yes, I am Wernzone. Axe Master, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blathota, but once more shall I challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits as an initiate of the Marauders Guild?
Are you prepared for carnage? Yes.
Very well, your name. Attend me well then, Horizontal. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own.
Yeah, that sounds like being a tank, alright.
You stand now as a student of the Axe.
While you were off partying, I studied the axe.
Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straight away into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lominsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade.
Okay.
You forgot how much this quest line is? Yeah, what the heck is going on? I thought that was a door I could open for some reason. What a fool I was. Oh, so you've spoken to Godobert. Haha! Within the bell, the Yellow Jackets will have that swindling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and then I'll take my filleting knife and... Huh? Godobert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want? What my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? New sample from the Seventh Sage. Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. Ain't smelled nothing like it before. The note as came with it says it's a root that grows in Authard. Last I heard, Authard was under Imperial rule. In the 7 Seas that Carfelin managed to get a hold of this. Any road, I reckon I can cook up something fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. I have absolutely no idea if I'm gonna stick with Marauder, but at the very least. At the very least, that's what I'll do for now. I was thinking about maybe just like swapping to Rogue at level 10. But at the same time, I'm just like, do I really want to play a DPS? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Honestly, I might just, oh my god. Good thing you can't jump over the railing. I might just kidnap Mads and make him play tank. Welcome back. It would seem both samples were rather well received. This is in no small part to our affable career. It is unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are many who still are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy have passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, We engage in a form of trade with Ghanaian ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. License to reeve. I see. Remind me what it is you do again? I'm not a pirate, I swear. I am no pirate. How dare you insinuate such a thing? Ah, there you are, Horizontal. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did ya? If you mean to base yourself in Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them three places. And now you've got some idea of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. Okay. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Baron and you'll go far. It's almost like you're an RPG character. Quest complete! Sadajbi needs your help to prepare a treat for Battaron. These days, poor Battaron's so busy looking after others, he hasn't been able to look after himself. He deserves something for his efforts. Whenever he's in his cups and starts speaking of the old days, he never fails to mention Aurelie. Seems he and his mates used to eat the creatures on occasion. It's obvious he still has fond memories of that life, so I'm thinking a few Aurelia umbrellas might be something you'd appreciate. Could you help me by procuring 4 of them? If you're willing to help, speak with Clindrail by the Aft Castle. She knows where various wild beasts congregate. Okay. The Aft Castle. Okalkaya. Okalkaya has advice for any adventurer headed to the missing member. The what? If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I advise you turn tail and run. Captain Roswin's in no mood to be entertaining customers this day, and even when she is, she ain't particularly good at it. Though, maybe dealing with the customers the sort of shite what might shake her from their doldrums. But if you mean to venture inside the missing member, you best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you ain't afraid of going missing. Kneeling afore her would be a good start. Wow. Prostrate yourself. Kneel before Roswin. Oh, okay. Let's see. There's the kneel. There's the kneel. Oh, so she knows her place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before you take a crack at them. 'Tis a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the leavings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. My younger self would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. Show Roswin that you are #disappointed. I slammed my entire face to this table. Just for you. So you do know something of me pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more than a pint of piss. Well, I'm good we got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? I rallied me crew's spirits when I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seem resigned to letting those bastards have all the fun. Rally. Woo, yeah, woo. Huh? You trying to make light of me dilemma? Don't push your luck, Scrag. I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Wait, that's it. We're pirates, goddammit. We should think like pirates. Bugger keeping Lamin's waters safe. We'll raid supply shipments to the Garlean outposts along the coast of Aldenard. Oh, it's so bleeding simple. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Thank you for your unintended inspiration, Scrag. To think I almost had you fed to the sharks. Okay. They're just delinquents. It's just a girl gang. They're squatting in with their axes. Can I do this? Is there a squat emote? I need to know. I don't see one. No. No. Sad. I gather your meeting with the captain went well. I can hear cackling all the way out here. Well, take it easy. It ain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone could find a way, Captain Rosman can. Ooh, I got an achievement. Padawan actually likes Aurelia umbrellas? Oh gods, I've never even considered trying to eat one of those foul things. Nevertheless, if it's Aurelia you seek, you ought to find plenty by the river just past the Tempest Gate and to the east. Oh, disgusting. Wow, look at all these letters. Okay. Well, let's just, How do I trade these? Ah, yes. Excellent. See, where am I going? Am I tuned to this? Oh, is there a quest this way? Boop, boop, boop. Hananza! Wow, look at this cool cat. Hananza is a simple yet profitable task for an interested adventurer. Huh? Are you interested in, are you in need of some trifling task to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Badaron is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There's no shortage of the pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. Kill rats. Easy. Okay, but where does this go? Battle. Well, time to kill wharf rats. Oh, I forgot I was wearing like rando gear. Let's put Hey. What noise is this jellyfish making? Let's see. Melee RT classes such as Gladiator and Marauder can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage or inflict additional enfeeblement to their targets. This is known as a combo. Combos are not available to Pugilists, as this melee class employs a unique weapon skill chaining system. If a weapon skill can be chained with another, it will be indicated. Okay. Heavy swing and maim. Cool, cool, cool. I see. Specific directions. Okay. You know what? We might as well just see the face this time. We might as well just head down here and grab this aetherite. Ah, yes. Unauthorized to summon now. Damn. Can't cheat the system. Okay. Squalls and V. Wow, you can't even unlock the porter until level 10. It's fine, I'll just pop this. Let's pop this Aetheryte and go home. And off we go! Ugh. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If there's aught you'd like to know, feel free to... Huh, you got something for me to say. A missing persons list? I'm not sure I follow. Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names. If any of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Most folks enter the city via the Zephyr Drift, which means they must pass through Bulwark Hall. That's why I'm on constant watch here and undercover, so as to keep an eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become a pretty good judge of character. If there are shady characters skulking about, you can rest assured I can pick them out. Teehee. Nitanmo needs help keeping the city a bright and cheery place. Sounds like you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You truly are a model adventurer, a paragon among your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? Okay. You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up the street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night. But thanks to this business of missing people, I can't simply up and leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'd be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you're finished, please fetch more oil from Sisipu in the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here, and she has care of our stores. Okay. The Bismarck wants fresh lamb, does it? Gods, I could do with a slice myself. Fresh off the grill and dripping in its own juices. Sorry, friend, I haven't had a single bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get lamb easily enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go through the Zephyr Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit. You'll run into fluffy and tasty critters before long. Okay. The Zephyr Gate. Absolutely destroy these little lambs. Now to turn in all of this. You've attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Limsa Lominsa. The Zephyr Gate, the Tempest Gate, and the Airship Landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations.
Woo!
Sisipu. Sisipu? Sisipu of the Fisherman's Guild wants to order a new fishing boat. The calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry's sails, but the fisherfolk are starting to return to the seas once more. It's past time I did the same. But before I can can put out to sea again, I need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned Naldik and Vimelis for its crafts, but they're beastly busy these days. If you want for something to do, mayhaps you could run over to the Armorers Guild and consult with Forge Master Hananza in my stead. I would know how long we might have to expect to wait. Okay. I knew I missed one somewhere. Okay. And then we talk to ye old Fisher Master. You doing what? What am I gonna do with that girl? She has the nerve to ask me for work, twaddle and tripe about her savings, only to foist it on the first adventure she comes along. Being young and pretty does not give you the license to shirk responsibility. She'll get her oil all right, and a piece of my mind to boot. Have you had any luck obtaining the fresh lamb? Please hurry, the guests are arriving any moment now. Oh, there you go. 4 slices of fresh lemon right in the nick of time. Thank you ever so much. It's times like this I feel fulfilled in my role. I used to be a chef myself, you see, but my skills weren't quite up to par, so when the Bismarck expanded operations, I asked to be made its provisioner instead. This way I can still be part of the business in spite of my shortcomings. I see. Kyokajiro. If I want some voice acting fun, you suggest the rogue class once you can change class. I was planning on using rogue as my like leveling class, so at least until I can hit some of the other ones.
You return to me a different woman. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. But there is much training to be done before you will wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act.
Yeah, in that case, I'll probably check out the rogue quests.
You shall have this hunting log to aid you in that endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, myriad methods by which you might improve your techniques, but when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reliable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield.
The next Marauder quest will be available for Word Zone upon reaching level 5. Very cool. all the other run goes, I'll get a beverage. Yeah, this is the Limbs is a long. Sadajbi. Sadajbi said an adventurer might be dropping by to deliver something special. That you, lass? Ah, hells, lass. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. Ah, this goddamn smell. I've hated Aurelia Umbrella since I was a sellsword. It's only the nastiest shite I ever put in me mouth. We tried sprinkling it with salt and cooking it over a campfire, but 'twas still little better than chewing on driftwood. Try it for yourself, lass. You'll see what I mean. Ah, so you slew a few rats. Good on you, lass. This bloke comes through the other day and plops this huge sack of a size of bleeding gubu on the counter, saying any man what slays rats can have some from within. When I inquires as to why, all he says is the damn noise they make when they scurrying about is driving him insane. He asked me, though, he was already a bit touched. Something tells me the poor lad'll never find peace. Eye patch, girl, eye patch. My goodness, this is the least ugly I've ever looked in starting gear. Not a high bar. It's not a high bar, but this might be the least ugly I've ever looked in starting gear. Starting gear is so ugly. Batteron, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to lend a hand at Summerford Farms. Still in limbs, are you? Horizontal. How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stelward, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that. And he's been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another, and or two, and your name sprang to mind. Just wait for the mismatched color pieces. Oh, I know. Oh my god. It's very funny to me that things come like default dyed in this game. So like, you can just be like, all right, cool quest item, gives me a piece of armor. Hey, wait a minute, this is bright yellow. I gave ye a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? Place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out the city and follow the road northeast. Okay. Nia has information that, unlike last time, is sure to be of interest to you. Oh, you've returned. I hope you don't harbor any ill will towards me for my earlier deception. You see, I believe the most important lesson for a green adventurer to learn is that she should always question the motives of everyone she meets. If I have given offense, allow me to make it up to you with some advice. Tell me, have you visited the Eyes outside the Tempest Gate and past Madman Bridge? The sentry station there keep watch over the road, and when trouble arises, they sometimes turn to outside help. If you wish to make a name for yourself as a trustworthy adventurer, you should speak with Ancreta of the Eyes and offer your assistance. Okay. You imagine it was to push players towards dying? Yeah, I would imagine. At least like when you do like a bunch of quests in the same area, they tend to give you things that are like the same color. But yeah, this is fish. Show me the fish. There is like a certain kind of charm to it. Cause like I feel like a lot of times you just get equipment in MMOs that's just like super bland. At least this gives it a little something. A new boat for the Fisherman's Guild. I'm afraid now isn't the best time. You see, we've recently taken on a commission for a galleon. This task alone has all our hands full. Look, I'll see what I can do. The Fisherman's Guild has long been one of our best clients, and I would be loath to disappoint Sasipu. It may take a while, but I shall endeavor to have her boat ready in a timely fashion. Quests complete. Oh, what? Where the hell is? Let's see. Fisherman's Guild. Okay. Aye, aye. Lawn worker. Aye, this is the dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation, so unless you've proper business with us, you can kindly fuck off! Oh, alright then. What's this then? A parcel from the Bruguiere Consortium, huh? Let's have a look inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies! And a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. Them consortium culls know the right way to show appreciations. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You let Janassim know that we're always here should her boss have need of us again. Ooh, finger sandwiches. Ha 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 ha. You've delivered the packages I requested. Very good. I shall pass on the sister's sentiment to my superior. Huh? What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? Continue staying in Limsa Laminta, and you'll likely find out soon enough. In fact, if you're confident in your abilities and comfortable with the unconventional, you might wish to approach them yourself. I wonder what could be inside. Could it possibly be some kind of savory organization? Marauder's quest first. Okay. Axemaster Wernzone wishes you to experience a traditional marauder training method.
Horizontal, you approach me with a marauder's strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. I am pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, what sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger? It is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade. And that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus, we come to the core of this day's lesson. Such strength as a marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of the guild. Passed down through generations! A method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Bar in the practice area downstairs, and he shall instruct you further.
Down the stairs. Fancy place you got here. What with the downstairs and all?
The Axemaster told me you'd be on your way. Me name's Bar. Good it is to meet a new marauder. Now, we Axe-wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right, our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. But you can't use just any old swing. You need to hit the rock just so. Rotgeim, a fellow marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate by the bridge over the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done.
Alright, go hit rocks. Sick. Okay. Is it very funny to me that an eye patch is like the first piece of equipment you get? What is it? The F castle? Okay, let's save ourselves like 10 seconds.
Tempest Gate.
Actually, you know what? Here, why don't we head back inside the city? Shout out to this guy with no clothes on. Oh, he's putting clothes on. And then we'll just we'll call it here for now. Probably gonna go to sleep now. So thanks for coming out, and I'll see you next time.